Welcome to episode 2 of Curly's Mind, Life's Analogies. Today's episode is entitled Clearing the Search Engine of Your Mind for Better Results. In the previous episode, we explained how treating your mind like Google can help you get better results out of life. We explained how your thoughts are like the letters on the keyboard which can influence the search engine of your mind and subsequently the results you get back. Yet, what happens when the search engine of your mind is stuck and running searches from your past failures and experiences? How can you get better results if your mind is always running searches from the past? In today's episode, we explore the solution to this. We start by understanding the role of cookies and memory. When you search for something in Google, the search engine already has data on what you have searched for before. It has learned from your searches and stored cookies and data for future reference. Eventually, patterns start to show up, and similar results start to appear without you having to put much effort in. Your mind is like a search engine, and it does the same thing. It creates patterns of self-criticism and worry, and eventually it will keep bringing those results back. It's not doing this to be harsh, it's just following the trail that you have fed it over time. You have to think of your thought patterns like the mental cookies which are influencing the results that you are getting. When you enter a website, you are forced to accept the cookies. You can clear your browser history, but the cookies will still pile up and remain. So, you may never truly get rid of the data and memory stored. If you can't get rid of the data which your mind has piled up, like the cookies on a website, you have to simply accept that they exist. Once you've accepted that the data and cookies exist, you can be more mindful about how you are going about your searches. The goal and first step, therefore, is to accept the past searches and cookies and realize that there will always be a past version of you that tries to influence the current version of you which is striving for better results and outcomes. Yet, this past data only loses its strength over you when you reduce the attention and strength that you are giving it. The more you attend to these past searches, the more they ignite your search and the more your mind wants to revisit these searches. And we know that the same story equals the same results. So, the question is, what mental cookies have you stored and accumulated lately, and how can you clear them out? You might say, how do I delete or get rid of all of this past data I have stored in my mind? The matter of the fact is that you may never truly get rid of all of that data that you have accumulated, but you can change the narrative around it and generate new thought patterns which fuel your search rather than hinder your search. If you kept searching for the same things over and over again, you can only expect to get the same results. The only way to override these searches is to generate new searches and thought patterns which hold more weight than your previous searches. At some point, you have to refine and filter out your search engine for different results and outcomes. Eventually, your mind starts to associate new searches with different results which are more helpful and useful to you. So if you find yourself getting the same results, maybe it's time to reset the search engine of your mind with more useful and helpful searches. Just because the engine was once polluted by unhelpful searches and results, it doesn't mean that it has to stay that way. It's up to you to clear out the cookies and refine the search engine by plotting new data points which are optimal for getting the results you want out of life. It's important to remember that the search engine of your mind is infinite. Therefore, you need to use it wisely. We sometimes forget that there is a big difference between specific and broad searches. Sometimes you aren't getting the results you are seeking out of life because you have gone way too broad. Do you ever find that when you type something very general and vague into Google, you will only get very broad results back that don't necessarily apply to your situation? For example, you might feel stressed out in the moment and ask yourself, why am I always stressed out? and suddenly your mind will start pulling up every reason to feel overwhelmed, bringing up past worries and mistakes. A more specific and helpful search example would be, why exactly is this making me feel tense right now? Is it my workload, or is it how I'm thinking about the situation? Now your mind starts narrowing things down into more actionable insights. And this is the problem. Sometimes we go way too broad. We become overwhelmed easily, when really we need to focus on the specifics of the problem. So the next time you feel like you're stuck, refine your internal search. Clear the cookies. Get specific about what you want to find. Change your keywords and find your focus words. Because, just like Google, your mind is always searching. You have to teach it what to look for and make the search worthwhile so you get the results that you are looking for. You've been listening to Life's Analogies, short reflections for high performers who want to think and live better. If this analogy spoke to you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might want to refine their own search today. See you in the next episode.